Hello, everybody, and welcome to Multiplex Movie Melee. We are here with a tournament play-in match. We've got 4 competitors today fighting to earn spots in our Summer Series tournament. With us today, we have Adelaide Spence, Luis Boos, Jacob E. West, and Zach Shelton. All of them having not the greatest of records, but are close enough that they qualify to play into this tournament. With me on the desk, we've got Dylan Van Thine. Dylan, without taking too long for this, thoughts on what we're about to see, thoughts on this play-in?
Yeah, it should be fun. The play-ins are always fun because, everyone trying to get that last spot in the tournament should be a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, without further ado, let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it with round number 1. Round number 1 is going to work like this. You'll get 8 different questions in 8 different categories in the realm of general movies. You will have about 15 to 20 seconds to write your answer down on your whiteboard. If you get it right, you get a point. If you get it wrong, you do not get a point. If you manage to get all 8 questions correct at the end of the round, you will be issued a bonus question that is also worth 1 point. Reminder to all competitors that you have 3 repeats and a challenge to use throughout the match, as well to keep crosstalk to a minimum and keep both hands on screen at all times. Any questions from any of you before we get going? All right, then with that, we will get started with your very first question of the match, which comes in everybody's favorite category of Oscars. Who of the following has been nominated for an Oscar? Kristen Wiig, Amy Poehler, or Tina Fey?
So, as you mentioned, this is for the Summer Series tournament. Is it starting to feel like summer over there for you?
It's so you're Canadian, so you'll understand these numbers. It's like 8 degrees outside right now, so I'm wearing shorts.
Nice.
Is there still snow outside? Absolutely. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Luis.
Tina Fey.
And we'll go to Jacob.
I said Kristen Wiig.
And we'll go to Zach.
I also said Kristen Wiig.
And we'll
wait, can we see?
Yeah.
I think we can take it because there's only one person with that name in the
Tina
list.
Fey.
Kristen Wiig is correct. So Zach and Jacob taking the first lead as we get to question number 2.
Yeah, which comes in the category of musicals. What musical features the characters of Danny Zuko and Sandy Olsen?
Just before I hopped on here, I was watching a different movie with one of the people that play these characters. I can't name that movie or those people, but the movie is decent.
Very cryptic.
I'll talk about it afterwards. It's a movie that I assume you like, but 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll go to Jacob.
Grease.
And Zach.
Grease.
And Spence.
Grease.
And Luis.
Grease.
All are correct as we get to question number 3 in the category of war. The Hurt Locker centers around what branch of the military? But yeah, I was watching Carrie.
That's what I assumed you were talking
which
about.
John
Yes.
Travolta is in. And I just got to the part where he shows up for the first time, and man, John Travolta was a bad actor.
Was?
He's good in Pulp Fiction, and that's about it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Zach first.
I guessed Army.
And we'll go to Luis.
I don't know. I guess Navy SEALs.
And I skipped Spence because I'm stupid. So Spence.
Army.
And Jacob.
I don't think you're stupid. I said the Marines.
Army is correct. So Spence and Zach getting that point. Zach, the only one still perfect as we get to question number 4.
Yep, which comes in the category of crime. Tony Curtis and Sidney Poitier star in what 1950s crime film?
What is that? Fuck. Man, I have no comments because this is one of those things where I'm like, I've seen movies with these people in it, but I don't want to name them because that makes it very clear that that's not the answer. You know what movie they definitely both weren't in? The 2013 remake of Carrie, which I saw before I watched the original. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, Luis.
Yeah.
And we'll go to Spence.
Lilies of the Field.
And Luis.
I don't know. I guess something like a top.
And Jacob.
The Italian Job.
And Zach.
I guess In the Heat of the Night.
All incorrect. Looking for the Defiant ones. The Defiant
Other one. Fuck.
But two of you did name films that Sidney Poitier is at least in. So we'll go to your next question, which is in the category of sports. What animal is the mascot for the Miami team in Any Given Sunday?
So, like, where does animal rank on like your rankings of the Muppets?
He's up there. He's no. I was about to name a Muppet that has an animal in their name. That was a bad idea. As much as it may or may not be the correct answer, I was about to do it. Yeah, it's hard to name them when they're all animals. You're not supposed to talk about animals right now. 5, 4. We like Beaker. 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Louise.
Dolphin.
That is a real football team. Jacob.
Yeah.
The real Miami football team. They're the Sharks.
And Zach.
Shark.
And Spence.
Straight dolphin.
Sharks is correct. So everyone but Luis getting that point and me getting Spence's reference as we go to your next question.
Which comes in the category of directors. What was the directorial debut of Rian Johnson?
Dylan, do you have any idea what Spence's reference there was?
No.
There's a quote from the television show Glee,
Oh.
in which a character out of nowhere for no reason says, "Hey, did you know that dolphins are just gay sharks?" 5, 4,
pretty good.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. That show was good except when it wasn't. Jacob.
I couldn't think of anything.
And Zach.
I guess Brick.
And Spence.
She's a brick and I'm drowning.
Brick.
Brick is correct. So we go to your 7th question of the round in the category of the 1980s. What is the name of the talking cab that transports Eddie and Jessica in Who Framed Roger Rabbit? So fun fact about Brick is right now I'm student teaching and I'm helping teach a film studies class. And Brick is the movie that we're currently studying.
Oh, nice.
I had students that aren't in my class ask me, "Oh, what's that about?" And I just keep telling every student that it's a movie about bricks. And they don't question it. And they go, "Oh, that sounds pretty boring." It's pretty great. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Zach.
I think Benny.
And Spence.
Cabby.
And Luis.
Bob.
And Jacob.
I thought it'd be funny if he was named Train.
Benny is correct. So Zach, the only one getting that point as we get to your final question.
Yep, which comes in the category of scores and soundtracks. Who performed the song Go the Distance for the end credits of Hercules? The animated one, not the Dwayne The Rock Johnson one.
Have you ever seen that one?
No.
So the plot of that movie is basically that like the existence of Hercules is bullshit, and that it's actually 10 people working together to make him seem like it's a really interesting setup that they do nothing with. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Spence.
I just put Mariah Carey.
That's a guess. Luis
Phil Collins.
and Jacob
Tate Donovan.
and Zach.
Michael Bolton.
Michael Bolton is correct. So with that, at the end of round number 1, I have the score of Zach in the lead at 7, then Spence at 4, Jacob at 3, and Luis at 2. Is that what you have, Dylan?
That is what I have.
All right, then we are going to get into round number 2. Round number 2 is going to work like this. We're going to bring up the lovely wheel from wheeltheside.com, which has 10 different categories on it and no spinners or opponent's choice. Our competitor in the lead, in this case, Zach, will choose whether he would like to spin or defer, and we'll go down the line until someone either chooses to or is forced to spin. When you spin, if you like what you get on your first spin, you can keep it, or you can choose to spin again, but you will be stuck with whatever you land on your second spin. Whatever category you end up with, you will get 5 questions worth 2 points apiece, or you can go to multiple choice for 1 point. Stealing is available, so a reminder to all 3 competitors who are not the one actively answering the questions to write your answer down on your whiteboard for your steals, as this is a multi-person game. With that being said, the categories on the wheel today are horror, 2010s, sci-fi fantasy, sports, 1970s, 1980s, comedy, actors and actresses, animation, and musicals. So with that being said, Zach, you are in the lead. Would you like to spin first or defer?
Let's go.
All right, spinning first. So your first spin is away. And you land on sci-fi fantasy. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
Let's spin again.
All right, spinning again. Whatever you land on, you will be stuck with. And you land on sports. Dylan, do you want to take the sports movies questions?
Sure. All right, Zach, your first question in the category of sports.
Zach,
1980
just put your hands up.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit. Thank you.
1986's Wildcats centers around what sport?
I believe it's football.
That is correct for 2 points. Your next question. What fast food chain sponsors Happy Gilmore in Happy Gilmore?
Subway.
That is correct for 2 points. Your third question. What is the name of Donnie's daughter in Creed 2?
Give me multiple choice.
All right, your options are A, Adrian, B, Anna, C, Amara, or D, Ariana.
C.
That is correct for 1 point. Penultimate question in this category. Who directed Miracle?
That would be Gavin O'Connor.
That is correct for 2 more points. So now your final question. In White Men Can't Jump, Billy's girlfriend appears on what game show?
That would be Jeopardy.
And that is correct for 2 more points.
All right. So with that, I have Zach getting himself up to 16 and no steals being given to anyone else. Is that what you have, Dylan?
That is what I have, yep.
All right. Then we'll bring up the wheel. And now, Spence, it is your choice. Would you like to spin now or defer?
Defer.
All right. So we go to Jacob. Would you like to spin or defer to Luis?
Let's spin.
All right. Spinning. First spin is away for Jacob. You land on the 1970s. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
I'll go ahead and spin it again.
All right. Spinning again. Whatever you land on, you will be stuck with, unless it's sports, in which case we'll spin again. And you land on animation. And I will take your questions in animation because I am basically still a child.
Most of us
So
are.
your first question, Jacob. Fantastic Mr. Fox ends with the main characters dancing in what kind of location?
Multiple choice, please.
All right, your multiple choice options are A, a barn, B, a sewer, C, a grocery store, or D, a cellar.
Cellar.
That is incorrect. Everyone else for the 1 point steal. Your options once again are A, a barn, B, a sewer, C, a grocery store, or D, a cellar. I'll give everyone a couple seconds to write your answers down. And 5, 4, 3, 2. Looks like everyone is ready. So we'll go to Luis
I guess B.
and Zach
I guess the barn.
and Spence.
B.
All incorrect. The answer is C, a grocery store. So we go to your next question. Dom DeLuise voices what type of animal in The Secret of Nim? 5, 4, 3, 2.
A crow?
That is correct for 2 points. Who voices Roadkill the Armadillo in Rango? Five.
Multiple choice, please.
All right, your multiple choice options are A. Bill Nye, B. Ned Beatty, C. Ray Winston, or D. Alfred Molina.
Alfred Molina.
That is correct for 1 point. Your fourth question. What is the name of the soul counter searching for Joe on Earth in Soul?
Multiple choice, please.
All right, your options are A. Jerry, B. Larry, C. Terry, or D. Barry.
I'm going to go with B.
That is incorrect. Everyone else for the 1 point steal is it A. Sorry, what?
Oh, you started counting down, so I thought you didn't hear me, so I just reset B.
No, I got you. You're good. That is incorrect. Your options, once again, for everyone else for the steal are A. Jerry, B. Larry, C. Terry, or D. Barry. Definitely feel like I read those multiple choice options wrong at least every single time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go to Luis.
Terry.
And we'll go to Zach.
I guess A.
And Spence.
Terry.
Terry is correct. Spence and Luis getting the 1 point steal. As we go to Jacob's final question in animation. In Finding Nemo, Nemo is captured by a man who has what profession?
He's a dentist.
And that's correct for 2 more points. So now at the end of that round, I have Zach still at 16, Jacob with 8, Spence with 5, and Luis with 3. Is that what you have, Dylan?
That is what I have, yes.
All right, we bring the wheel back up. Spence, would you like to spin now or defer?
Defer.
Deferring. Luis, you're spinning now and you don't get a choice. And you land on animation, which is a free respin. So your first spin the second time. Your first spin the third time. Kill me. Your first spin the fourth.
You'll get a category. I believe in you, Louise.
I swear to God, your first spin lands on sci-fi fantasy. To keep that or spin again.
I think I would like to spin again.
All
great.
right, spin again. Your second spin the first time
5 spins later.
lands on the 1970s. 1970s. Dylan, you definitely like movies from this era more than I do. I'll have you take this category.
Sure. All right. So, Louise, your first question in 1970s. Who plays angelic figure Angelique in All That Jazz?
Multiple choice, please.
All right. Your options are A. Jessica Lange, B. Julie Christie, C. Goldie Hawn, or D. Jane Alexander.
B.
B is incorrect. So everyone else for the 1 point steal, is it A. Jessica Lange, B. Julie Christie, C. Goldie Hawn, or D. Jane Alexander?
Five, 4. It looks like everyone is ready. 2, 1. We will go to Jacob.
A.
And we'll go to Zach
I guessed C.
and Spence.
A.
A. Jessica Lange is correct for the 1 point steal.
Your second question, Luis. What is the profession of Ned Beatty's character in Nashville?
Multiple choice.
Right. Your options are A, a lawyer, B, a governor, C, a singer, or D, an agent?
Agent.
That is incorrect. So everyone else for the 1 point steal, is it A, a lawyer, B, a governor, C, a singer, or D, an agent?
And it looks like everyone's ready. So 3, 2, 1. We'll go to Jacob.
B.
And Zach.
I guess C.
And Spence.
Fuck. Governor.
All incorrect. Looking for a lawyer.
Third question. Soylent Green takes place in a futuristic version of what city?
Great. Multiple.
All right. Your options are A, Los Angeles, B, Seattle, C, Chicago, or D, New York City.
Chicago.
That is incorrect. So everyone else for the 1 point steal, is it A, Los Angeles, B, Seattle, C, Chicago, or D, New York City?
Five, 4.
Repeat the options.
All right. Your options again. A, Los Angeles, B, Seattle, C, Chicago, or D, New York City.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll go to Jacob.
I want to say Los Angeles, but there's no way you have 3 A's in a row, so I said B.
And we'll go to Zach.
I guess A.
And Spence.
And I guess New York City.
New York City is correct. Spence getting 1 point.
So your penultimate question, Luis. What is the nickname of the pimp played by Harvey Keitel in Taxi Driver?
Multiple again.
Right. Your options are A, mouse, B, skins, C, sport, or D, shooter.
C.
C is correct for 1 point. So now your final question. Who directed Being There?
Hal Ashby.
That is correct for 2 points.
Damn.
All right. So at the end of that, I have Zach still at 16, Jacob at 9, Spence at 7, Luis at 6. Is that what you have, Dylan?
That's what I got.
All right. Then we will go to Spence for their first spin. The first time you cannot defer any longer. But the wheel sure can defer for you for a while.
I'll just sit down for a minute. Just.
And you land on sci-fi fantasy. Do you want to keep that or spin again?
Oh. Let's take it.
All right, taking it. And I will give you your questions in the category of sci-fi fantasy the moment that I find them in the document. There we go. All right, Spence, your first question in sci-fi fantasy. Who directed Moon?
Duncan Jones.
That is correct for 2 points. And fun fact, he's David Bowie's kid. Question number 2. In Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, the boys meet Rufus for the first time outside of what convenience store chain?
Oh, you fuck. That's multiple choice.
All right, your options are A, 7-Eleven, B, Wawa, C, Circle K, or D, Casey's General Store.
Circle K. Damn it.
That's correct for 1 point.
Fuck.
2 of those don't exist where we're from. Question number 3. Sebastian Stan, Kristen Wiig, Donald Glover, and Jessica Chastain all have supporting performances in what sci-fi film?
The Martian.
That's correct for 2 points. What profession did Graham used to have before his wife died in Signs?
Multiple choice.
All right, your options are A, teacher, B, banker, C, lawyer, or D, priest.
Priest.
That's correct for 1 point. And your final question. Who plays H.G. Wells in Time After Time?
Multiple choice.
All right, your multiple choice options are A. Malcolm McDowell, B. Michael York, C. James Caan, or D. Sean Connery.
Oh, fuck. Those are great options. Could you read the options?
Absolutely. Your options once again are A. Malcolm McDowell, B. Michael York, C. James Caan, or D. Sean Connery.
A.
That is correct for 1 point. So at the end of all the round twos, I have Zach in the lead at 16, Spence close behind with 14, Jacob with 9, and Luis with 6. Is that what you have, Dylan?
Yep.
All right, then we are going to get into round number 3. Round number 3 is our pick your poison round. Our competitors are going to get to choose what they want for their 1, 2, 3, and 4 point questions. The categories they can choose from today are sports, horror, classics, action adventure, musicals, 1990s, directors, 1970s, actors and actresses, and the 2000s. So we will let them choose what they want for their 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we will be right back. All right, we are back. Our competitors have chosen what they want for their 1, 2, 3, and 4 point questions for the round. You will find out what they chose when we get to it. We're not going to go through all of it in advance. So we will start with our competitors who are behind, and we will go through and we'll ask all the questions until finally our winner has been mathematically determined. But we are playing for placement here, so we will ask everyone all their questions in case it can change something. So with that being said, we'll be starting with Luis, who is currently in 4th place on 6 points. I will be asking you your questions, Luis, starting with your 1-pointer in the 1990s. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right. Your question for 1 point in the 1990s. What is the Dude and Walter's main hobby in The Big Lebowski?
Bowling.
That's correct for 1 point. And we will stay with you for your 2 in directors. If I can find it. There we go. Your 2 in directors. Who directed Copland?
James Mangold.
That's correct for 2 points. And you are now tied with Jacob. So we'll go to Jacob for his 1 point question as read to you by Dylan in the category of classics.
Yeah. So your question, Jacob. Name 2 James Stewart films that were directed by Alfred Hitchcock.
Vertigo and North by Northwest.
That is incorrect. The answers we would have accepted are Rope, Rear Window, The Man Who Knew Too Much, or Vertigo.
All right, so we will stay with Jacob for his 2-pointer now in the 1990s.
All right, your question. What is the profession of John C. Reilly's character in Magnolia?
Photographer.
That is incorrect. We are looking for a cop.
So we are tied, and both players have the same number of questions. So we'll go back to Luis for his 3-point question in the category of horror. And your 3-pointer, Luis, you will find the characters of RJ, Blair, and Childs in what horror movie?
The Thing.
That is correct for 3 points. And now we go back to Jacob for his 3-pointer in the 2000s.
Yep. So your 3-point question, Jacob, in the 2000s. In The Butterfly Effect, what does Evan use to travel through time?
Five, 4, 3.
A
2.
time machine.
That is unfortunately incorrect. We were looking for his journals. Fair guess, though.
I was going to say, with that, we will stick with Jacob for his 4-point question in sports in an effort to pass Luis. So, Dylan, hit him with the 4-point question in sports.
Yep. So your question, Jacob. The Rockford Peaches played what team in the World Series in a league of their own? And we need the city and the mascot.
I need to challenge the validity of this match because my sports question has to be a Coach Carter question. So the fact that it is a league of their own, I challenge this.
5, 4, 3.
Repeat it, please.
All right. The Rockford Peaches played what team in the World Series in a league of their own? We need the city and the mascot.
Five, 4, 3.
One more time, please. Repeat it.
All right, your question again. The Rockford Peaches played what team in the World Series in a league of their own?
The Portland Maidens.
Is unfortunately incorrect. We were looking for the Racine Bells.
All right. So with that, Jacob unfortunately does take 4th place. And with that, we will say goodbye to him. We will toss him backstage for the time being. And we will now return back to Luis for his 4-point question in actors and actresses. If he hits this, he will be tied with Zach. Your 4-point question, Luis, the moment I can find the category. Luis, your 4-point question in actors and actresses. Who appears in Bride Wars, Jennifer's Body, and What's Your Number? Five.
Repeat, please.
All right, that is your first repeat. Your question, once again, in actors and actresses. Who appears in Bride Wars, Jennifer's Body, and What's Your Number?
Chris Pratt.
That is correct for 4 points. So with that, Luis is now currently tied for first, but he does have no more questions. So we will now go over to Spence for their 1-point question as read by Dylan.
Yep. So your 1-point question, Spence, in the category of the 2000s. What 2002 horror film was the directorial debut of Eli Roth?
Oh, shit. 2005. What?
5.
Hostel.
That is incorrect. We were looking for Cabin Fever.
Ah.
So we will stick with Spence for their 2-point question in the category of actors and actresses. Yep. Which Oscar-winning actor made his acting debut in To Kill a Mockingbird?
Robert Duvall.
That is correct for 2 points.
And with that, we currently have a 3-way tie for the lead. So we will go over now to Zach for his 1-point question. If he hits this, he will take the lead and eliminate Luis. Your 1-pointer, Zach, in the category of horror is the horror character Leatherface is famous for using what kind of weapon?
A chainsaw?
That is correct for 1 point. And with that, Luis has unfortunately been eliminated from winning this match. So we will say goodbye to Luis. And we will go back to Spence now for their 3 in directors.
Yeah. So your question in directors, Spence. Name one of the 2 directors credited on Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Terry Gilliam.
That is correct for 3 points.
All right, so we send it back over to Zach for his 2-pointer in the 2000s to tie the game. Your question, if I can find it. There we go. Your 2-pointer in the 2000s is, who plays the President of the United States in Idiocracy?
That would be Terry Crews.
That is correct for 2 points and a tie game. Terry Crews playing President Dwayne Elizondo Mountain Dew Herbert Camacho. So we will stick with Zach for his 3-point question in musicals to take the lead. Your question in musicals is, what is Mark trying to make throughout the majority of Rent? And we'll accept a general type of answer.
He's trying to make a documentary.
That is correct for 3 points. And the lead. So it will go back to Spence for their 4-point question, also in the category of musicals. If Spence hits, it will go back to Zach. If Spence misses, that will be the game. Dylan, please read Spence their 4-point question. You have all 3 repeats. Both of you do.
All right. Your question. In Guys and Dolls, the woman Sky is tasked with taking to Cuba has what profession?
Good game, Zach. Repeat the question.
All right, there's your first repeat. In Guys and Dolls, the woman Sky is tasked with taking to Cuba has what profession?
Repeat the question.
All right, there's your second repeat. In Guys and Dolls, the woman Sky is tasked with taking to Cuba has what profession?
Choreographer.
And your winner, Zach Shelton. We were looking for missionary. She's a missionary. So with that being said, Zach has won this play-in match. So we'll say goodbye to Spence, and we'll go to a brief post-match interview with Zach. Zach, you won the match. Round 1, you built up a good lead, and just no one was able to really catch you throughout that. You did very well in round 2. Yeah, thoughts on the match, thoughts on how you did, thoughts on the tournament coming up?
I don't really have thoughts on the tournament yet, but I mean, for only my second match in Multiplex, I'm excited about how I did. I always like to show off the trivia of movies that I have, so I was glad with my performance.
Absolutely. So with this, I cannot tell you exactly what seed you are in the tournament, but with the play-in, that usually means probably a lower seed, which means odds are you are facing one of the top competitors here in Melee. Thoughts on that and the challenge in front of you?
Again, the seed really doesn't matter to me. I'm just excited to just compete. So whoever I face, it should be a good match.
Absolutely. Well, all right. With that, we will say goodbye to Zach, and we will wrap things up. Dylan, I thought that was a very good match. A lot of back and forth from just about everyone, but ultimately Zach pulling out the win. Any final thoughts? Any final comments?
Yeah, great match. A great performance from Zach. Yeah, strong, getting seven points in round number 1 and just steamrolling through sports. It was pretty hard to catch him tonight. So yeah, good match all around.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, we will be seeing Zach in the tournament. It's very possible we see one of the other competitors today in there as well. But until then, we will say goodbye. So on behalf of Dylan Van Thine, Zach Shelton, Luis Boos, Adelaide Spence, and Jacob E. West, as well as everyone here at Multiplex Movie Melee, I have been Cameron Holzman. Thank you for watching. Have a great whatever time of day it is that you are watching this match. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Later.
After you, Junior. You'll always have Paris.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun
storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
It would take a whole bunch. Bye-bye.